Good evening, friends. Welcome. Hello. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for the subscription froths. Thank you for staying up till 4 a.m. in the morning, Topulus, you lunatic. This is a model we assembled yesterday. So we're painting him. Trying to paint him. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep doing that. Get the camera angle right, Deno. Yes, the Ducky 99, that was yesterday. So we've just had a little play yesterday afternoon. Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Hello there, Timbo. Yes, so I talk about painting little toy soldiers. Hello there, Mini Mancer. Also 4 a.m. for you, lunatic. Go to bed. I talk about painting models on this stream, and obviously then paint models on this stream. But people are still shocked and surprised and amazed when I turn something like this around in 4 hours. Like, people are surprised by this. This is what I do. I don't say that to be arrogant. Just saying that is what you get. This has been about I don't know, probably 3 hours. Magic. And here's the thing. You too can do it. Anyone can achieve it. I do it all live. You can watch what I do. You can replicate it. Anything is possible. Oh, never thought I'd be on a boat. But yeah, there's aspects of this that I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'm doing with. Specifically the metal, gold metal, not gold metal. Yeah, not sure. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste that honey sauce. Do I feel a need to refine display pieces more? That's an excellent question, Mr. Mosbaka. And the answer to that is one has to really understand why one paints, or why one does anything really. Understanding your goals. It's a very important part of the wonderful article I wrote. Scanning, this is a big child creatives model called Secatua, which is actually the type of gladiator it is. There's various types of gladiatorial styles. Murmillo is one. And then there's another one. The Murmillo has a net and a trident. No, that's not Murmillo. One of them has a net and a trident. Anyway, big child creatives. Yes, going back to what I was gibbering about before. Hi, Bunny. One has to know what one's goal is. And if your goal is, to use Jared as an example, thank you, Andrew Rediaris, that is the one that I was referring to win medals at an international event, then absolutely one should refine and continue to improve and push oneself to achieve aspirational goals. That is not my motivation currently, which isn't to say that it won't be my motivation in the future, and hasn't always been in the past. My motivation is purely and simply to enjoy painting little toy soldiers. We sometimes get caught up in the grind, in the thing where we're trying to chase success, and we forget that it's supposed to be fun. So there are times when I paint a model where I do so, and then I continue painting it because I'm having a wonderful time. So sometimes I crank out stuff that is to a high level, but other times I just paint models and enjoy painting them, and then I guess kind of stop when I'm not. There's sweet bucks. There is like a, there is levels to that, because if you just stop something when you stopped enjoying it, then you'd probably never finish anything, right? So there's got to be a degree of pushing yourself, and a degree of saying I would like to complete this model, but we absolutely get caught up in results, and yeah, that is not why I'm here. It is a delicate balance, right? I don't want to turn around and say it's okay to just fucking do a shit job as long as you're having fun. I mean, to some degree it is, right? It is okay. No one's going to sit there and tell you this is the only way that you're allowed to play with your toy soldiers. But everyone's got to set that goal for themselves. Everyone's got to understand their own perspective on why they do it. And as soon as you have that knowledge, it actually informs everything that you do. Whether you chase additional learning, whether you try and push yourself into new techniques, or whether you just smash out stuff for your army, for your board games. I mean, there's a whole pile of models that I painted in 2 hours for Marvel Crisis Protocol, because I just wanted to paint them and have them done quickly. And then there's models that I've spent hours and hours on to get them finished. Know your goals. That's all. Stupid enough. Can I tell you this? I actually didn't. I only got this one, and I'm madly regretting it because I'm loving painting this. So I'm regretting the hell out of not getting all of them. And it's so unlike me to not get a 3-pack when there's a 3-pack on offer. It's like, ooh, put all 3 of those on a fucking model. Yes, that'd be nice. Put 3 of them in a little diorama, maybe. Yes. Oh no. Yeah, it would have been awesome. Would have been an awesome diorama. It's okay that it's not though. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me, Frodo. What spinning piece are you talking about, Jared? Hmm. Too easy. Low hanging fruit, mate. Low hanging fruit. It's too easy. I do have the cyberpunk diorama sitting there, ready to go. I've got a little shelf up there. You can actually all see it if you want. You can see my little shelf because it's right here. Here's my little. Oh, put the light up. There we go. That's all my cyberpunk diorama, and then this is all the other models I've got. I've got all sorts of things for. Oh, those ones there are a project for another little diorama. It's those really cool little gnomey, dwarvy gnome things from Blacksmith Miniatures. I just want to do a little London Victorian era thing with these three. I reckon that'd be awesome. Just these three little dudes. Axe and Blitz. This is a Sony Handycam AX33, 4K, incredible quality. Cost $1,000 5 years ago. G'day, Super Alien Man. I did not see that, no. Did you get a chance to chat to Richard? Nice, man. Yeah, no, we'll probably have a chat when Bucks gets on, which won't be too long. But yeah, things are going really well for Crimson. We had a little catch up yesterday, and yeah, because he's fucking correct. Better join the chat for that matter, actually. Yeah, we had a catch up. We've sort of divvied up the last few tasks that we had for ourselves. Ben and myself, the two people that actually do most of the work, and Bunny as well, I suppose. She's doing a lot of work. Bucks just gets to come on and be the face of the game. But no, I feel really positive. We've got some pretty lofty goals this year. One of the ones that I'm sort of trying to work out in my head right now is the Streamer's Choice Award. So I've stitched myself up something fierce here, but I think it's going to be a lot of hard work for me on the Saturday night, uploading a whole pile of photos for people on the stream to vote for. Good, good. That's exciting to hear. It should be really interesting to see how the standard category goes. I've talked about it a little bit on here before, but you know, standard for us is what is that? Standard for us is kind of I won't say an argument, but there was a long period of time where I was vehemently against doing a standard category because I, in my opinion, it would have had the opposite effect, which was it would have divided our community at a time when I felt like we needed to just feel like one group. But the overwhelming feedback from last year's event was that people wanted to have a standard category, so we'll give it a crack. And if it sucks, it'll be entirely Super Alien Man's fault. We'll blame him in entirety. Axe and Blitz, at this point in time, we have a fantastic judging panel, which is Will, Dave Colwell, Will Paints, Dave Colwell, and last year's winner in Kyle. So I won't be doing the judging, no. However, I will be floating around in the background, providing colour commentary and ensuring that the judging is moving along at a brisk enough pace. If they can't come to a consensus, I may be required to be involved, but I will not be judging, no. Now, something may happen, that may change. Oh, good to have you on tonight, Mod Ben. But yeah, we are getting really excited for everything that Crimson entails. Well, Axe and Blitz, I had this conversation yesterday with Dave and Ben, and they were like, "Yes, Deno, you should enter." And I said, if I was fortunate enough to win a medal, which is absolutely not a sure thing, I would feel very, very, very uncomfortable giving myself a medal. As I'm sure Jared, who is on this fucking stream, can attest to, how uncomfortable it felt to hand himself a medal. How did that feel, Jared? Did that feel good, mate? Did you like standing in front of everybody and congratulating yourself? Wanker. So something about it makes me feel a little bit, you know, not right. So, yeah. So probably not. Probably not for me entering. And I doubt there are many people who would be like, "Oh, you fucking shouldn't enter, you dog." It's just more how I would feel, I think, than anything else. and just potentially puts a little bit of weirdness in the event. I mean, there was a big furor actually around SMC earlier this year about a dude judging um, a category that he wasn't even entered in, but there was quite a few people having some big question marks over it. So I think as long as we can avoid that situation, we'll be fine. You can battle against me anytime you want, Ben. Anytime you want. Now, see, Minimancer, a lesser man might fall into that trap. But I've seen Back to the Future, mate. You know, you can't convince me to do something by calling me a coward. Just doesn't work. uh. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, awesome. Awesome movies. Third one's one of my favourites. Back in the old West. But yeah, oh, thank you, mate. That's awesome. I'll get onto office works tonight. And that will be everything done. Winsor & Newton Series 7 Finest Sable, size 0. You're welcome. Good quote, Jared. There's something about Marty McFly nearly having sex with his own mother that just cracks me up. I can't get enough of it. One of us did. Do 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 do. Hey, Mini Dan, what's happening, mate? No, we are talking to the legend in you, my friend. continue to drop absolute bangers. I did see what Knowlesy did, Bun. It's unlikely we're going to be able to afford him now that he's a celebrity again. Doing some great stuff with Jetstar. I'm very well getting prepared for the Crimson Brush. Not long out now until our big event where we get to showcase the best Australian talent. This is a great
evening, champion.
Oh, hello there, Andrew. Let me bring your face up.
Bring me in, mate.
Oh, there he is. What's with the scarf?
Bring me in, mate. Bring me in. Bring me in from ice cold Melbourne in the middle of summer. Bring me in. Entrance music.
Oh yeah, what was your entrance music? It was Triple H, wasn't it? No, Stone Cold.
You can give me whatever you want.
Stone Cold entrance music.
You can give me whatever you want. Rock and Roll McDonald's should be my entrance music. Hello everyone. Stone Cold for sure. Yeah, because I'm stone cold right now because we're in a bloody torrential downpour.
See you, Mini Den. I think that means salutations means goodbye. I've forgotten. Dun 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 dun.
No one can hear it, mate. Just you.
That's all right. I turned it off.
Anyway, yeah, no, I was just having a bit of fun. It is actually the worst down here right now. I mean, the worst if you hate cold weather. I don't mind cold weather, but yeah, it means greetings in a more pretentious way. Yeah, greetings and salutations. Come on, Dino, you should have known that. Oh, and high hopes for you, mate.
You did have high hopes for me, but no.
Bow down to the king. That's the song that you should play when I arrive.
All right, I will attempt to find that song for you. Maybe.
No. Yeah, it's pretty hot in New South Wales right now. We're going through a heat wave.
If by green stuff this guy's nose, it could be for Genzo. Let's zoom in on his melon. How do you feel about that, Luca?
Yeah. I mean, look at the physique, right? Pronouncing the nose a little bit more. I mean, this guy's got cheeks for days and a jawline that would literally cut boulders. So, I mean, if I got compared to that, I think I'd take it.
You have a mustache.
He's got the mustache. Put the tash on him as well. So what's been up, mate? Another week has passed. Another week closer to the Crimson Brush 2024.
Indeed, mate. Yes. No. It's creeping up. I had a bit of a panic attack on the weekend. I was like, oh my god. There's actually not that much time left before the event, so I really better pull the proverbial finger out and
actually just do something.
Yeah, just do something. So I had a very, very productive weekend of activities when it came to the Crimson Brush. So yeah, feeling good.
How's our chief graphic design team?
Ben's done he's done an incredible job, mate. He's done an absolutely incredible job. I wish I could.
For a tiny mate, he packs a powerful punch, doesn't he?
I wish I could claim a little bit more credit for the success of the event, but I feel like the majority of it is actually him. So we're just going to ride the coattails of one Ben X Leighton for as long as we can.
Pretty good coattails to ride, if you ask me. Oh, so for me on my end, I had my relatives arrive, my uncle and auntie and cousin arrive on Thursday evening the beautiful and ever so not sunny UK. From north of England, so that's been delightful. It's a very big weekend.
Went out to a winery.
Yeah, we were around through the Yarra. Nice place to spend some time. The Yarra Valley.
I was out there for a work function not too long ago. It is quite lovely out there. Yeah.
It's quite, dare I say it, picturesque.
Oh, picturesque. That it is.
Yeah, it was a good time. But I'm realising that my my painting time for the next month or so is probably going to be severely hampered. So I'm just going to have to get tactical with painting.
It's significantly abbreviated, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, look, I like it that way for this. I think it's more important to be spending what time we have with the ones we love. So that's why you come here every Monday night, isn't it, mate?
To spend time with the people I love.
Yeah.
Well, my mum and dad don't really get on the stream that much.
Oh, I've seen him here before.
No, you haven't. You've seen my nana. My nana and my auntie.
Oh, whoa.
Wally.
Get Wall on the stream. Are we getting Jared on the stream tonight?
Oh, yeah, shit, we are. Jared, are you joining us tonight, mate? You getting in the stream?
I'm trying to get a little decomposed flesh out, and my decomposed flesh is actually just decomposed.
Yeah, mate, we'll always want you. You're Australia's preeminent painter now, mate.
Yeah, I bet you're thinking, mate, maybe I'm getting off scot-free tonight. Maybe they forgot. You should know better. You should know better, Jared.
G'day, Covert Madness. Everything is indeed going well.
Australia's painter that indeed can't shake hands. No.
Well, fortunately, mate, you don't have to shake hands digitally.
You have owned it, though. What's your thoughts on the colour cork brown? Are you a fan? Are you fond of it?
G'day, Cujo. I am fond of cork brown. I use it as a skin base tone substitute on occasion. Quite like it for that. That's about all I use it for, actually.
G'day, Cooch. What a jam-packed bunch in here today. Yeah, it's a powerful house this evening. Many good names.
Hey, Cooge. So yes, if people weren't on the stream yesterday, I started assembling this model yesterday.
And he's told us about it 3 times in this stream alone.
You're welcome, mate. You're welcome. I can't help it being this good. Whenever you want, mate, we're waiting for you.
No, hold up, mate.
Just arrive whatever time you want, like Bucks does, you know? Alright, what's some other songs we can sing about Cujo?
Easy, man, easy. Cujo. And then whatever you want to put in there, let it hang out. Let it hang down, whatever you want. What are you going to put in there? That's an easy one. You know the song I'm talking about, right?
No.
Evie,
Oh, yeah.
Evie, let your hang down. There you go. That's an easy one. Come on, mate.
Cujo, let your hair hang down. I don't think he's got hair though. You don't have hair,
Yeah,
do you?
so change hair to something else.
So we came in with a paintbrush to the sound of something Scottish. Bow. Cujo, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Cujo? Cujo, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Cujo? You've been struck by a smooth Scotsman.
It was a Monday, looking for content.
Yeah, Cujo's running out of ideas, right? So he comes in here, he's like, Deno will be good for something. That'll help. That'll pump the views up.
Give me something, Dano.
Come on, Dano. I'm running out of material, mate. Pineapple apple pen. I have a pen. I have a pineapple. Oh. Pineapple pen. Oh, thank you. Let me get it ready.
What is it?
Ben, you should share the reel for everyone who hasn't seen it and why we're laughing right now. It's a wonderful time. Did you already share the reel? Did you already share it? Yeah, good. So Jared recently went to Scale Model Challenge where he was fortunate enough to receive a medal. However, he's obviously not a man who receives a lot of medals because he made it look like probably the most uncomfortable experience one could ever have.
He froze up on stage.
He did.
I mean, a classic turn of events. Offered the fist bump, last minute, altered to the handshake, and then we had some weird Pac-Man action.
It's a wonderful time to be alive to watch that video. The first time I saw it, I was actually on stream, and I was laughing my head off. I was actually in hysterics. So
we have good times, don't we?
well, I have good times. You know, when you turn up, I'm sure you have a good time as well. It's good to see you back painting, though, Andrew.
Yes.
Feels like you.
It's good to be back painting. I mean, I never stopped painting, but.
Stuff by Sunshine. Welcome and thank you for the raid. Hello to all of the raiders.
Looking like that video, I think.
It's a good video, right? So Jared,
it's a quality video. I mean, we should probably share that video instantly with the 60 people that just raided in.
Holy dooly, it's Sunshine's Hooligans. Welcome, Sunshine's Hooligans.
Stuff by Sunshine.
I'm Big Deno.
There's no Sunshine here.
I'm Big Deno. I paint little toy soldiers. Here's an example of something I've painted before.
Here's one we prepared earlier. Roll tape. Do you want me to be like the fake crowd in the background?
Yeah. Oi, oi, oi! Thank you, Ram Online. He turns out into his stream intro. I'm from Brisbane. I'm from beautiful Brisbane, and Andy is from Melbourne. But we come together frequently to enjoy miniature painting.
Bring a little bit of the Australian miniature painting scene to the world.
So that's the type of things that I normally do, these big projects. But every now and then I do something like this. Oh, you're in Melb's awesome. What do you paint? Stuff by Sunshine. Here's another one I did recently. G'day, Cubbo. Let's go have a look at Stuff by Sunshine.
Another dimension.
You do drawings.
Oh, we love a bit of drawing.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm pretty bad at streaming, right? So I'm good at talking, but I'm pretty bad at streaming. So here's everyone that's on my stream should go follow Stuff by Sunshine. Do you have an Instagram? Feel free to share any of your links or anything like that. Most of the people here are little toy soldier painters, and they're very nice, but they're also very dorky. Good. I'll go follow right now. You are the king, dork.
Let's have a little peek.
Little Bo Peep. Yeah, let's bring it up on the stream. I think I can do that. Got good capabilities at this streaming gig.
Yeah, there's lots of fun stuff.
Hey, look, I can do so many good things. Yeah, see, I love stuff like this.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this chicken house. This rooster house.
Is that Link? Nice.
It's Ewoks pumping some troopers. Big fan. Although I'm a much more of a trooper guy, so...
Yeah, Timbo, you can absolutely ask questions of Jared when he comes on stream. Oh, the chicken house. That's awesome.
Yeah, how good's the chicken house? It's great.
That's the chicken from Moana, in case you're wondering, friends.
Yeah.
I
painted that chicken, you know.
Commiserations, you're a Hufflepuff.
Breast.
Commiserations.
Oh, get out of it! What are you talking about?
The worst.
Plug. But the most powerful house there is in Harry Potter lore.
No, Hufflepuff is absolutely trash bags. I'm sorry to say.
Powerful might not be the most correct word to use to describe it.
These are awesome. You do awesome stuff. Everyone should go follow.
Love to see it. You're from Melbourne too, so we've got to share fellow Australians. Get around it.
Get around it.
Get a dog up, ya.
Get it up, ya.
Just catching up with messages. One, Honey Bunny Paints has been finding dead mouse.
Did I send you
hiding them in bags?
Did I send you any good reels today? I think I sent you a really good reel today, actually.
You did. You sent me one about having tiny baits. And I this is
That's the
best.
best.
But I sent you some absolute powerful reels.
You did not send me anything of quality. If you did, I would have provided.
You are absolutely off your head if you don't think I sent you.
I'm a hard man to please when it comes to reels.
No, what I sent you would have been up your alley in more ways than I care to explain on the screen. That tells me that you didn't look at the reels.
I did. Oh, Jared's joining us. All right, I'm gonna have to do some more rapid figuring out of how to get Jared's face on here as well. I'm not very good at this.
Do you want me to just knock my cam out and then you can use his?
No, it's not going to work. I'll turn off palette cam for the moment, and I'll see if I can get Jared in here. I'm gonna need it. Here he is. See, look at what's happened to your head.
My head. I'm not even looking at the stream. What have you got going on? Oh, look at me. Perfect. You get my chest.
All right.
Let us know when you're
I'm working on it, alright, I'm working on it, just relax.
No worries, anytime now.
Yeah. Turn your microphone on, Jared. Please.
Hello.
Hey, mate.
Good evening.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going well, buddy. Yomki.
I've been practicing shaking hands. ready for Crimson.
You're ready? Oh, you're going to get getting pillaged at Crimson.
I am just going to straight up say, I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm going to put you through a few courses on that over the Crimson Rush weekend, my friend. Going to catch you in a few moments.
Might come in handy.
Yeah, it's not going to be the ones that you prepare for, mate, that you lay the egg on. You know that, yeah? It's going to be the ones that come up out of nowhere. You're going to be like, whoop, whoop, whoop. You know, there might be painters who come out and know your results from your travels overseas. They might be like, hey, just want to congratulate you, mate, on all your efforts. And you might just have to make sure that you get that one right. Otherwise, it's not just going to become myth, it'll become legend.
Yomiki, what song can I sing for you, mate? I need to sing a song. What song would you like me to
have you
sing?
just been paid to sing?
Yeah, it's good timing.
Oh,
Hang on, I think I've got Bucks's filter figured out. White flag. Oh, hang on, I'll need to look that up. I remember it. I won't put my eyes on and surrender. There will be no white flag upon my door. I'm in love, ooh, always will be. There will be no. I don't really know the lyrics of that song, but it's mostly that. Come on, Deno, get it together. There, file, export, mask. 2. We're just making this stuff happen wildly. Have another song, mate. Wonderful, thanks Pentuffles Art. So I need to add another one of these. It's that.
I am for real going to be painting this guy's hair for the rest of my life.
There's Jared, everyone. You're about to see the wizardry of what I do in the background. Hang on, which one? Image mask blend. Okay. It's all happening. Boom. Boom. Ah. Oh, stop the fight,
Deno. There he is. Where are you putting him?
Stop the fight. I'm a tech wizard.
Get him in. Alright, excellent.
Oh,
are you giving
yes.
this man his introduction, or am I?
Alright, I'd like to introduce everyone. This is Jared Clifford, Australia's greatest painter. Here's his intro song.
Oh, God.
That's good. That's good stuff. No, Jared, we're here to talk to you, mate. We wanted to hear about your experiences over at the wonderful SMC and Monty. So, tell us about your time over there, mate.
Yeah, thanks for the intro. I don't think anything can top that. SMC and Monty, I've heard so much about it, especially watching your streams, Dino. SMC was up first, and I just could not get over the sheer size or scale of the event. Like, it just makes our events look quite tiny in comparison. Having 2,500 entries, I think, was at SMC this year, or something close to it.
Yeah, a lot of entries.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Just quite a lot of people. It was quite overwhelming seeing all those works.
You do reach a point with that many models where you just get sensory overload, hey, and you can't even take them all in.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. There were so many entries that I saw online that I didn't get to see in the flesh, basically. Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty amazing, and also this sheer number of high quality entries as well.
Yeah, that's one thing that I definitely noticed. Like, I think our very best, and you've proved that, our very best in Australia are on par with the very best, in the world. But our our level of our average painter is significantly less than the average painter in Europe. The number of entries that are, gold winning here, you could fill Crimson 3 times over with the gold entries at like an SMC, hey?
Yeah, no, definitely. But in saying that, I think the Australian community, the seasoned guys, can definitely compete over there for sure. Whether it be in standard or masters, the Aussie community has grown so much since I've joined it.
Yeah.
The last 2 years, I think. So yeah, it's definitely a big a big scale of models over there.
Well,
But yeah, you're right. Scale of population, yeah, for sure.
it is population, but it's also distance. People don't realise how big Australia is. I don't think like
The
it is.
tyranny of distance will always be the biggest challenge for
It's
building
fucking.
any kind of scene in Australia. It doesn't matter if it's painting or anything at all.
I mean, right here you've got Bucks who's in Melbourne, Jared who's in Sydney, and me in Brisbane. There's about 3,000 kilometres separating us from when you add it all together. So it's hard to really explain the distance, especially when you can go anywhere in Europe and pretty much be anywhere in a matter of a few hours.
Oh, that's it. But the other thing as well, just all the miniature companies over there as well.
Yeah.
Just everyone in the same spot. That was pretty devastating for my wallet that weekend.
Yup.
So yeah, I had to. I think I went back and forth to the painting competition 10 times over the weekend, and still could not get a good view of the entries, just because the amount of people wanting to see it.
As a gigantic man myself, mate, you just got to push in. Like, just push your way in. Just get fucking people out of the way.
And if that fails, just offer him a handshake. That'll scare him away. And how was it, mate? Because for those who don't know, you also play a bit of a part in the organisation of events on the Australian side of the world. So, for those who, again, don't know, Jared here is one of the key organisers for the Guilds in mid-year painting weekend. That's held in New South Wales, and that would have been the last event that we had here before you took off to travel and compete across the world. So, how did you find it jumping back in the pool, mate? How did you feel about it? How was the lead up? How was the expectation? Did the expectation before you set off and meet the reality once you got there?
Yeah, very much so. I probably worked myself up a bit because I wasn't sure on the quality of the competition, so I've heard so much about it. So I was pretty anxious leading up to it, and we landed in Amsterdam. I think it was 2 days before, so that probably didn't help either. So dealing with that, but after hearing so much about it, talking to Dino about it, and then actually experiencing it, I can understand why any painter, whether it be historical or fantasy, has to put it on their list to go and experience. But the competition, I think they had several teams doing the judging, and they
have about 20. They have about 20 judges, split into teams of 3, usually, to go through the entirety of the entries. And you definitely get a much more appreciation for judging when you see how many entries there are.
I don't know how you judge something like that. So, putting the organiser's hat on from the Guilds in perspective, got a few ideas floating around in the head and how they do things, and talk to key people as well over there. So did a lot of networking as well, just to collaborate and get ideas from people who have done it.
Excellent. What are some of I guess the for those who have not been able to make the trip, who might be hanging out with us tonight, what are some of the key differences you notice outside of obviously the economy of scale and the magnitude of the events as they've been around for quite some time? Was there anything else that sort of stood out to you?
That's a terrible question, Bucks. You've asked some shit questions so far, mate.
Mate, you want to put me under the bus as quick as you can, so that you can come in with some nonsense.
Just let the man talk, mate. He's talking about SMC, and all of a sudden you've dived into, oh, tell me about what you took away for organisation. Just let him talk about the event, mate. Relax.
Oh dear. There'll be a handshake coming your way, Andy.
Oh, mate, I'll have to be quiet. I've asked the wrong question. I've upset you, man. Stop. But I just found that you have
multiple angles that you can come in from. So
With a handshake.
Yeah. No, but it was SMC was like a big CanCon basically, except no real tournaments, all just around painting and celebrating that. The camaraderie amongst everyone. I know it's there in the Australian community, but you could see it on a bigger scale as well. Everyone knows each other over there, and it's basically just there to hang out and talk and looking at some awesome models. And then onto Monty, that's even more evident.
yeah,
Did you feel welcomed?
Really.
Did you feel welcomed?
SMC, yeah. Monty, even more so.
Yeah. SMC, it's hard to get that real. I mean, it's friendly, but it's just so much happening, and it's so spread across such a wide space. Whereas Monty, it really does feel like a family in many ways.
Yeah, no, definitely found that. Yeah, Monty, I had high expectations of that, and again, after hearing so much about it and seeing so much online, and yeah, those expectations were met. Just such a fantastic town. It's very magical, the atmosphere, everyone's welcoming, especially the locals. It's one of their biggest weekends of the year.
I reckon they jack up the prices for that weekend to like triple what they normally pay, and it's still the cheapest place you go to, hey?
Yeah. Yeah, the beer was cheap, so that's good.
Yeah.
There was plenty of it. The food was fantastic, Italian food.
Oh.
Can't go much better than that.
the lightest pizza you've ever eaten. You told us, mate.
Yeah, I could easily put away 2 if I wanted.
We've got question from Mini Man. So, how was the mead? Did you enjoy the mead?
The welcome mead. Yeah, that's a pretty good welcome ceremony. The mead was really, really nice. It was very sweet. Yeah, it tasted like honey, basically. But yeah, you could easily drink a lot of that. But no, the Monty was very welcoming. I'm glad I went to SMC first from the perspective meeting people there.
Yeah.
And then continuing that, I guess.
Well, everyone would have seen you.
Camaraderie
They
next,
would have
yeah.
jumped up and just been excited to see it the next one, and yeah, that was
No,
my
it's-
experience.
The one thing, people were like, "Oh, you came all the way from Australia, can't believe it," type thing. There were quite a few Aussies at SMC that I met. Richard Sharp lives in the UK.
Yep.
Mike Thomas, who's
Yep.
based in Melbourne, he was there. He didn't enter anything, but
he took out a gold in the unit category for Age of Sigma in the Chicago Golden Demon this year. An awesome result.
yeah. I was just reading Timbo's question. How am I finding my newfound fame? Well, it's funny you mentioned that. So, when I think it was the Saturday night, Sunday morning, Benny released the famous video, and it was that night where everyone started to look at me a bit differently because they had seen the video, but they didn't. Quite a few didn't put 2 and 2 together. That was me until I said something to them. So
Now I
thanks
heard.
to Benny. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing stuff, by the way. I love that. I heard that just everyone was asking you where the big Deno was. That was the only question on everyone's lips. Where's Big Deno? Is that true?
This guy chews me out for asking you poignant questions about your
He's
journey,
talking about
and
meeting
2
people, mate.
seconds in, needs to ask you about himself.
He's talking about
My
meeting
lord.
people, mate.
My lord.
You are a
My
bad
lord.
interviewer.
My lord. A bad interviewer? A bad interviewer talks about himself, champion. Absolutely.
Basically said,
Go back to tech support where you belong.
Why is he so soft? Why isn't he competing?
Yeah. Good one.
No, but everyone knows of you. Well, everyone knows of people in the Aussie community. Had some good chats. Dave Colwell, obviously, and Andy, Benny, Storm. So yeah, everyone. Actually, one thing which I took away, everyone's excited about seeing what we as a painting community are producing as well. Everyone's excited by it.
Well, we've talked a lot on this stream about style and what style actually means, and we've gotten quite wanky on it on occasion, but it's really going to be interesting in the next few years to see what the Australian scene starts to look like, because I think that we're at the point now where we're starting to develop a stable of painters that are pushing in different directions to what's happening in Europe, and I think that's really exciting. I think that's exciting to see what will happen over the next few years as we continue to grow and develop as a community.
Yeah, very much so. I totally agree with that.
Any thoughts, Bucks, or do you just want to have a cry?
Have a cry? No, mate. I'm all good. I'm honestly, right now, I'm so deeply stuck in painting a beard that I'm just happy listening to Jared and his experience.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to have you painting in, Andrew. So, what was your favourite model that you saw over there, Jared? And I imagine that'd be a hard question to answer easily. But was there one that just wowed you, that were you just like, oh my god, this is where I need to get to next?
Yeah, very good question. Would it be Eric Swinson's Spider Queen?
Lol.
I don't know if that's the...
Yep.
Yeah, seeing that one in the flesh, it was at SMC, it wasn't at Monty, but just seeing that one at SMC was just mind-blowing. Very much reminds me of how Dave paints as well.
Yeah.
Similar styles. And then at Monty, that's such a tough question. There's some really fantastic ones. Seeing Albert's pieces in the flesh as well.
He's nuts.
What about rather than a piece? Because, as you said, under the sheer magnitude of how many things are and how hard it is to absorb everything. Flying this back to the fact that there are styles around the world, was there any style in particular that really appealed to you? Like, you obviously got to spend time with the Danes and you got to spend time with our Polish friends, And
That's a good question, Bucks.
I know, mate. I came up with it. Pipe down and let him answer the question.
Everyone. You raise a valid point. Everyone's got a unique style of where they originate from. You could definitely tell the Spanish style, seeing all that. The Polish style, they're very similar. English as well. Germans. Everyone's got a unique style, and then lonely old Aussie here. Very different style again.
And probably fair to say, still, on the journey and still learning your craft, as all of us are. But I would say you'd probably be the first to say that you're still not really locked in on the way that you paint yet either.
No, definitely not. Still on that learning trail, definitely.
Because seeing your class with Mark, it feels like, and Topless asked this question in the chat, and there's another question from Covert Madness as well. But yeah, how did that experience with Mark change the way that you think about your own painting?
Yeah, so I had 2 lessons, one with Mark and one with Roman.
Yeah.
The lessons with Mark was tailored to focus on skin because that's something I struggle with, painting that properly. Um, Seeing how he paints, just watching how he paints and seeing how he puts the paint on and all the different brush strokes, that was definitely worth the one-on-one lesson. Um, Not being afraid to add more textures to the pieces as well, because everyone goes on about smoothness and blending and all that, but I think there's definitely enough room for adding lots and lots of textures to pieces just to differentiate it, make it interesting. Um, and seeing how Mark approaches a piece as well, just so I could learn these different techniques and then add them into my own repertoire, as they say. Then seeing how Roman does it, it's the complete opposite to Mark in terms of teaching style, but pretty much Roman, fantastic teacher, probably one of the best I've attended. Putting all that theory into practice. So what I've learned over the last 3 years, he just joined the dots, so everything started making sense in regards to atmosphere, incorporating that into a piece. Advanced color theory, getting colors to work together as well.
Yes, Lapat.
Yeah.
Yeah, do we want to put links in the chat just in case there is anyone who doesn't know these 2 painters?
I can do that. Yes.
I'd assume. I'll do it. Sorry. I'll assume most people know, but let's cater.
Yeah, Roman Lapat.
Because there are 2 Romans, so there's Roman Gruber as well.
Yeah, so to Covert's question, to be honest, it's still a blur. I have to look at photos to take it all in. Because there's just too many. It's just...
I mean,
it's down.
Yeah, even at our own events that are nowhere near as big, you still have the same impact, right? Like, it's, Crimson Brush with just shy of 300 entries, it's hard enough to take everything in, let alone 2,500. You have to start sort of really choosing where you want to spend your time, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. So I just go along taking pictures of all the different miniatures, and I still haven't gone back through them to see them all, but yeah, it's just so much visual noise. You can't focus on any particular one.
Yeah. So, hey, let's go down a path that was pretty hotly contested, a pretty hotly contested topic back before you went, and even somewhat while you're over there. The conversation about milestoning events and starting your journey in Standard and then finishing it in Masters. Because that's pretty cool, if you ask me. So if you want to tell us a bit about that, that would be awesome.
Yeah, no, that was definitely cool to get through. So before I went over, just because of hearing so much about the European painting scene, I didn't think my stuff was able to compete in that Masters level. So I thought, well, rather than travelling that whole way over, may as well enter Standard just to see where I'm at. And if I get a medal, fantastic. If I don't, I don't. I know what I need to work on. So for me, it was just working out where I was in my painting journey. Reason why I didn't enter Masters at SMC was partly a confidence issue, but also not knowing where we fit as a painting community in the scene. But then after experiencing it, or witnessing it, and getting feedback from a few painters over there saying I should be in Masters, it sort of gave me that confidence boost to enter Masters in Monty.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I don't know, it's very hard. Like, I'm very much, uh, this is just me. I want to achieve goals at a certain stage, and then once I've ticked that off, I can go on to the next thing. So play a little bit safe.
You have a methodical way of approaching things, which is a good thing. And again, it's important for me, to appreciate that other people have different perspectives on things, right? Traveling for 20 plus hours to get to Europe in the first place, that's a long way to go. It's a lot of time and effort to spend, and it's okay to want to walk away from an event with something, right? It's okay to feel like you've achieved something. That's an admirable goal. I always have felt myself that, if I am not pushing myself to be the best, then any achievement that I make will potentially be a little bit lessened in my own eyes and in my own self. Now, I was pushing you into Masters from day one because I believed that, first of all, it would have given you even more confidence, right? And I'm sure you appreciate your bronze and silver at Monty far more than you appreciate the gold that you got at SMC. Would that be a fair statement?
Yes, that would be correct, Peter. You were right.
Yeah,
got that on record now.
Thank you, mate. But that's not what I say. But it just, for me, that is the way that I want to approach things. Now, everyone is entitled to approach life and how their journey however they want. We were literally talking about goals just before, and I think it's absolutely a-okay to approach things the way that you did. But there's also an element of me that thinks that people need to back themselves more. People need to have more confidence in who they are and what they are achieving, and it's okay to not succeed as long as you tried your best. All right, so just some food for thought, mate. You obviously don't need me to tell you what to do in life because you're a grown man and you've been far more successful than I have. But fuck, mate, back yourself. You're a good man.
Well, I guess the thing with all of this is you have to remember from speaking from the power of hindsight, right? Like, it's easy now to look back and quantify all of those feelings with going, yeah, I should have just entered Masters, right? But yeah, and maybe you should have, right? But I come from the opposite side of Deno, where I think you shouldn't understate the progression in one's journey. And you can still maintain the drive and the ethos that Deno talks about while having those progressions in place. So I think it's two sides of the same coin. And so I stand from a point of view of sort of supporting the path in which you went on, because I think that you clarified where you're at through action and then use that action to further move on your journey.
Yeah, and to be honest, hindsight's a wonderful thing. I don't think I'd change that journey either. Because I took away so much more from it, just rather than just going straight into Masters at SMC, I think.
Yeah.
And I mean, I actually think that this would be something that people from all over the world will experience. But I think this might be quite a unique thing for Australians, in which the scene is small, as we've mentioned a few times, and the distance is far, right? So your ability to quantify where you're at in your journey and also where your painting is at may not be as easy. What do you think that's a fair comment, guys, or not?
It's hard for us to get a gauge on how we sit comparatively to the rest of the world, and I think it's okay to go over there and be like, well, I don't know where I'm at, so I'm going to enter standard just so I can get a gauge. Like I don't begrudge anyone entering anything, and in fact, the way we're approaching Crimson is just saying enter whatever you want, don't care. Yeah. But as someone who knows Jared and has seen Jared's evolution over the last 2 years, it was my feeling that he gets more out of the experience by testing himself against the best.
Well, and it's someone with hindsight who's also been over there.
I'm not talking hindsight, dickhead. I was saying that from day one, right?
No, your hindsight. You've been over there, mate. so you know what it looks
That is true. That is a very good observation, actually. Very good observation.
like.
No,
So
well,
you
that's
could
yeah,
have that one.
yeah. That's exactly it. But I agree with what you're saying as well, Dino. And yeah, for any other Aussie that's considering going over, or any person considering to enter, it's very much a personal journey. And if you're wanting that progression, to know where you are, there's nothing wrong with that either. But yeah, no, definitely, it's got the the juices flowing for competitions now.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to Crimson, going back again to Monty next year, and then World Model Expo in 2025. Already been saying we're going to have an Aussie contingent head over, so yeah, if we can get a few of us to head over to WME, I think everyone over there will absolutely love it.
My plan is definitely to be at that. I think we're hoping to get quite a few of us over for that. But I found the first year I went over, I didn't get any medals. That really drove me. The next year I came back after I won some medals, and I found myself a little bit the opposite from you, which was where I was like, in a way I've like achieved this goal. And there's a wonderful Chinese proverb that I actually quite love, which is, may all of your dreams but one come true. Because if you had all of your dreams come true, then what have you got left to live for? And in many ways I sort of felt like, well, I've achieved what I wanted to achieve in miniature painting, so what's left? You know? So you didn't feel that way? You've come back hungrier and ready to go?
Yeah, come back hungrier. My aim is to try and go for gold.
Good.
In one of the categories. We'll be doing an entry in open competition as well for both. So that's something after seeing it at Monty and SMC, I'm like, well, let's give that a crack. So
Seb,
maybe,
get Seb to sculpt something for you. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's definitely got the fire going, and it's my long-term goal is just to try and get as good as I can and just keep pushing it. But I think whether that's sustainable, probably not. But I think after World Model Expo, probably take a little break after that.
If you can maintain your level of enthusiasm that you've got right now for the next 2 years, I will be very impressed.
Well, one reason is I paint so much is to de-stress from work. So as long as I'm still working, I'll probably still paint.
No, that's good. That's good. So let's go back to Bucks's question. Now there's the right time to talk about organisation of events, Andrew. It's in the natural flow of the conversation. What things do you take away for Guilds In about those events?
So for Guilds In, try and push the social side of things a bit more, just to create more of an environment which is more relaxed and try and engage more people to spark new friendships and talk painting and all that sort of stuff. I think doing standard and masters like you guys are doing for Crimson Brush is probably needed. Whether we do, I can't speak for Jim and Seb, or for you guys, but whether there's a beginners category or something like that for people just starting to paint. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a
at
good,
beginner level.
Good question.
All right. So I think,
I have an opinion, but I'll let Andrew speak.
yeah, I think when we're talking about beginners, when we talk about beginners with miniature painting, there's two types of beginners that come into miniature painting. There's a really broad category of painters that arrive in miniature painting through wargaming and tabletop board gaming. And then there's a very, very, very small pocket who come in
purely from the art side of it who are like, I would like to pursue miniature painting as a like an art passion. So that would be where I would start the conversation about a beginner's base. I think that standard fulfills the role for someone who wants to go to painting events and compete. That tells me more often than not that they have probably come in from that smaller nucleus of painters who want to go through the sort of more creative challenge. So maybe, I mean, even then, and if that's the way they've gone through, then they should be pretty fine with what standard represents in the first place. And then I think for that big broader one with the wargamers and board gamers, they've probably experienced already some level of competition, whether it's at a local store, or LFGS, or a Games Workshop store, or whatever they've got, a board game shop. So I think again, standard probably, like, just from a different perspective, comes in on that. So I don't personally think there's probably a need for a beginner specific one. If we were talking about for younger enthusiasts, then that's definitely a different conversation. You know, like having Joeys or juniors or whatever the case may be, because naturally at a very, very young age, your skills, you know, your cognitive skills are going to be a little bit different to where you are when you're a little bit older. So there I could see an argument for that. What do you guys think about that?
Agree completely. I don't think beginners has a place. Not because it's not a good thing to want to encourage new painters to enter, but for me it devalues standard, which is supposed to be the starting point. You know, and this will sound harsh. I've been known to be harsh in my time. If you aren't at a level where you are capable of entering standard and at a quality where you feel confident, you probably shouldn't be entering painting competitions. You're fucking shit house. So.
Yeah. Sorry, Jared, you go.
I was just going to say, it's interesting because at SMC they had beginners, and it was for fantasy and historical from memory. And a lot of the stuff that was in the beginners section could easily have entered standard. But at Monty, I don't think they had beginners.
There's
they
no
had
beginners.
juniors.
Yeah, there's no beginners at Monty.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's just interesting because I've never seen beginners before.
So at 2,500 entries, I can understand a desire to want to create one more break in the
Quality.
milestone and then the quality. I think for the Australian scene, which we have to, for us, I guess we have to speak specifically. I think rather than do a beginner's entry level, we instead do a workshop that is totally and utterly beginner focused as the offer for beginners. I think that could add more value to the community and help grow people's confidence and push them forward to standard.
Good observation. Good observation.
Yeah, no, that's a really good idea.
Speaking of, let's just talk very briefly about the guilds in, Jared, because we've got some exciting plans for next year. You've got jam sessions again. Still July.
Sorry, what was that, mate?
Still July.
Yeah, July, yeah. So it'll be the 27th, 28th of July, Saturday, Sunday. We'll have the social night on the Friday night. So we're going to have 5 creative jam sessions, which hopefully yourself and Andy will be running one jam session each, plus 3 other sessions. And the Guilds Inn is definitely focused on the painting community and bringing love of painting together in one place. Also have a competition element to it, but it's really about bringing everyone together and try and make it a little bit different than your standard events that are out there.
What's your mission statement for Guilds Inn? Like what is it trying to be? You know, for us, and this is again big Deno arrogance, but Crimson's tagline is supposed to be the biggest and best event for the Australian community, right? It's supposed to be the premier Australian miniature painting event. So what's Guilds? Is it the community focused event?
Yeah, community focused event. Yeah, for sure. Definitely that. And that's what it's all centered around, doing these social events on each night, the community, the jam session, and speed painting, and the painting lounges, just to get everyone to one big happy family, basically.
That's good. It's a good goal.
Yeah, I think the thing that I've noticed about the Guilds in that differs it from Arc Open, or Arc Fest, or the Crimson Brush and CanCon, is that the Guilds in is quite specific in what it offers.
Yeah.
Like you said, it offers a community-focused weekend that anyone in miniature painting should feel comfortable to come along to. But it also offers a chance to grow and develop your skills. And uniquely, it's our major middle of the year event, which means that it also acts as a launching platform for people to prepare for Crimson Brush, by measuring where they're at if they're entering the competition in Guilds in, and looking at where they've got to go if they've got goals for Crimson Brush as well. So I think although both the events center around a competition, they actually are quite different in their nature.
And it's important to specify that we I don't anyway see them as competitors, right? They're two parts of the whole, right?
Exactly.
We're on the same team, and you have to have a preeminent pinnacle event because that's just naturally what happens. And the fact that Arc and Guilds in and the other events, QMHE, whatever else is out there, are all sort of feeding into Crimson is, I think, exciting, right? Because it gives the year some structure, gives people a stepping stones journey towards Crimson, which I like.
Yeah, and one other big thing as well is to showcase Aussie talent, by getting Aussies running those creative jam sessions. So last year we said one of the best sculptors in Australia
/ world,
and up there in the world as well. Andy as well. Don't need to say much about Andy, but one of the best painters in Australia. Yeah. And Liam as well. So he's been hitting goals in his painting journey, and it's about celebrating that, pushing the Aussie talent. And I think Australia is starting to get to that stage where we can start getting Aussies teaching Aussies, because there hadn't been a lot of that prior to this.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great place to really start a conversation, isn't it? Because that'll be the measure, really, of success for us and our generation of painters that have come through in the last few years. It's not about, to a degree, our own achievements and goals are one thing, but I think what really builds on those and really solidifies them is the ability to pass those skills on to others, and for others to exceed, the ones that came before them. So, if you're in the chat and you're thinking about coming along to any one of these events, that's why we run them. That's the sole purpose, is to bring everyone together, to have a great time, and to hopefully push everyone along and help everyone get better. So that's why I love the Guilds in, because it really is focused on that. So
Definitely.
So to segue all the way back, I'm excited to see what you guys do and what you've learned from overseas and what you'd like to bring in, because I think there's definitely some interesting perspectives about the way things are done. We got to experience a little bit of that with Natalia out around our events last year, so she had some input on the way that she thinks we should go forward, and
that's always interesting to hear it from different people, and obviously now you've got that first-hand experience as well. So yeah, I'm stoked for it. Even though I won't be able to enter it this year.
What?
What?
What can't you enter?
Guilds in. I can't enter Guilds in this year, Trent.
You're judging?
I am.
Ah,
Yes.
fuck. This is a stitch up.
I was gonna say before. You know, Jared's offered you an invitation to the Big Kids table, having you come and do some workshops this year. So
Jared, what have you done? Seriously, mate.
Yeah, as you rightly pointed out, being an organiser, it's a bit weird winning medals at an event you're organising. So, no, I definitely won't be entering it next year. But look, it is what it is. Entered had nothing to do with that process, but I got a real appreciation of how much time and effort it does take to run an event like that.
Yeah.
And how important it is to have that support team around you. And even on your own personal painting journey, having that support base there, and I guess that's what the Guilds in and Crimson Brush and Arc Open as well is creating that big support base so you can talk to experienced people, getting feedback and stuff, because there's just so much information online, it can get pretty overwhelming.
You reach a point in your painting journey, which, you know, you're probably not far off, Jared, where you start wanting to give back to the community and to the people that have helped you get to where you were, right? So you're probably already there to some extent with Guilds in or whatever, and unfortunately that does come with some sacrifices in giving up, you know, your ability to enter in events, but it's kind of a thing that you do willingly because you realise that, you know, you wouldn't be there without those other people supporting you. So yeah,
no, exactly right. And I just want to say, like, yourself and Andy have been big supporters, and I really appreciate that over the last couple of years and pushing me and to go further. So it's been really great, and I just want to give that back as well.
Well, I can only speak for myself, mate, but I was really proud when I saw those results come through from you, and, you know, even Arc Open when you won People's Choice. You know, we're just really proud of you and what you've achieved, and, you know, you're a poster child for me for what hard work looks like. So good on you, mate.
Thanks. Fist bump, Dino, or handshake.
Sorry.
I don't want to be caught in the middle of this, so I'll just step back. I'll echo what Trent says. You obviously know how I feel about your journey and where you've gone, and how much I support you in that as well. So yeah, it's awesome to see. And it was also awesome to be a part of that with you on the journey in as well. That was really fun. So thanks for having me on board for that too.
Thanks for all the help.
What a wonderful wank session we've had tonight, friends. It's lovely to be a part of. We're going to finish up very shortly. Is there anything we should talk about before we finish up? Anything pressing? What's your new project that you're working on, Jared? Secret Squirrel?
I've got a secret one I'm working on. Showing you guys, but I'll keep it secret from everyone else.
Keep it safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've recently finished the Ghoul Queen from Brom.
Mm-hmm.
Mindworks, sorry. That's a very tough model to paint.
Yeah, tell us a bit. While we've got you, tell us a little bit about that journey, Jared.
I hated it. It sucked.
So I don't think Trent might not have seen it. Have you seen it, Trent, or not?
Oh, I might have. I probably have, but I don't pay much attention these days.
Yeah. Jared decided that he would like to take a wander down the path of light, like a few mates before him and Dave and myself. So just come through the other side, and I'm excited.
The path of what? White?
Experience. Yeah, white.
I never paint white. Never paint white.
Yeah. I thought I would have learnt from White Scars Army I did for jumping into display painting, but no, sucker for punishment.
It's really different though, isn't it? It's really different.
Yeah.
Used to have
very desaturated colours as the whole focus of the water.
Yeah.
It's almost a completely different way of thinking about painting. So I'm looking forward to having a chat to you about that over the next few days.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'll got to take some photos of it. It's just sitting up there. Working on Logan, the lumberjack. That was fun to do, and Night Owl as well. Produced by
you're doing the Night Owl.
Gladiator and Puff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, already completed that one. But I'll probably have one more in me after the secret one. So, yeah, I don't know how many entries that will be. It might be 14 entries for Crimson.
That'd be good. It's exciting.
We saw some official award certificates go out. So some designs for that I saw during the week. So you'll be happy to know that there is a Trent Benison Award for most entries.
An official one this year.
An official one, as I think you won it. Did you get it last year, Jared? Did you get it in the end? Or Benny got there? And
Benny got me by 2, I think.
Got you by 2. It'll be interesting to see where that number goes this year. Because we've had some high numbers. You and Benny were in the 30s last year, I think. So that was pretty crazy. I only managed a measly 24 the year before to try and take down the award. But no worries, Froth. Take care, mate.
See you, buddy.
See you, Frosty.
Yeah, one last question I had for you, Jared. We were talking about styles before. What about techniques? Like, is there any techniques that you've sort of seen after being at the event and gone, you know what, I am red hot to give this a go? Was there any in particular that stood out?
Yeah, doing more cast shadows on pieces.
Yeah. It's very hot right now, isn't it?
Yeah. Got first introduced to that in Dave's piece when he won Best in Show.
Yep.
With Cormac. And then just seeing that progress. And there was quite a lot of it at SMC and Monty, so definitely want to give that a go.
Yeah, it's quite the trend. I would actually say that I feel that doing backgrounds was sort of 2021, 2022. You know, it was quite a big movement in miniature painting to do backgrounds. And I think that
cast shadows
standpoint, cast shadows is now pretty strong, and it's probably followed by taking 2D fantasy art and turning it into very specific and accurate sculpts as well. I think those two. So we're sort of seeing a sculpting trend, and entry like that combined with an entry trend as well as these cast shadows becoming more and more.
Cast shadows are so hot right now. Covert Matters has asked a question which I think we might take on advisement for next stream, because I'm not sure I can answer that right now.
Yeah, I mean that's a great question. That is, in all honesty, Covert. That's probably a whole stream in itself. And if you give us a week to have a bit of a think about that, hopefully we can produce something that doesn't sound trite. Because there are definitely some. I think that there's definitely some content there to talk about.
Agreed. There's an answer that I'll have too, which will be controversial.
So there you go. Come in if you've enjoyed hanging out with us this evening. Make sure you get along to the next one. We'll have a discussion about that.
Good stream tonight, lads. Jared, very much appreciate having you on, mate. You're always welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
As the preeminent Australian miniature painter now, mate, we value your opinion, so... That's not a joke either, mate. You've actually taken it. That is exactly what I was going to say, Minimancer. How did you know that?
Without me in it, that was very, very much the case, Minimancer.
No, but
I've been looking for an heir to the throne for a while, I think.
So I'll say this without going overboard. I don't want to be the focal point of shit happening. You know, like it felt like for a period of time that if I didn't do something, it wouldn't happen. So I don't feel as much that way anymore, right? Because we've got Arc Open, we've got guilds in, we've got all these things popping up, and we've got a lot more people getting involved and stuff. And it's at the point now where I can actually be, you know what? I can take a step back. I don't need to be as involved. So, you know, that's a good thing for me, which is probably the thing that's actually holding me back from wanting to paint more seriously and competitively. But that's a topic for next week. Let's push that
Put a
back.
pin in that one.
Put a pin in that one, faux show.
Is there any final questions that anyone wants to roll out in the chat before we inevitably pass through to the next streamer? The next wonderful person on tonight's journey. Anything for Jared or about his experiences or what he plans for the future? Or
No, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
Give them 2 seconds to type something, but yeah, I think we covered a lot tonight. So
Too much limelight.
favourite sandwich, that's a great one.
Favourite sandwich would be the Reuben.
No, it's the one you had in Monty.
Oh,
No,
yeah, of course.
Florence.
I forgot about that.
What a
I
great
forgot
sandwich.
about that.
All right, let's go find someone that we can drop all of our viewers onto.
Hey, man, you had a good time tonight. Yeah, if you really liked what we did tonight, then yeah, just send us a message and tell us that, you know, give us some feedback on what you enjoyed, and we'll try to do a bit more of it. I can't guarantee it because twisting the big man's arm is not the easiest thing. He's a stubborn mule, but once we get him going, he likes to have a good time.
Look, I like.
Don't you, mate?
I know what I like, and what I like is the focus being on me. So
Yeah.
no, what? No, it's look, getting together and having a chat with multiple people is always the most interesting streams. You know, we had Tui on once, and it was probably the best stream we'd done ever. You know, just it's always good having 3 people to collaborate and bounce things off. So, but having said that, you know, this is a stream where I'm supposed to be painting. So, and when I start getting excited, I stop painting. So, I'm gonna push us all over to Dion, who is painting some shit with an airbrush.
That's another person who's going to be a first-time entrant into Crimson Brush.
If he turns up.
Yeah, he'll definitely be there.
Good to see you all, friends. Thanks for enjoying the stream tonight. Bye-bye. See you, Jared. See you, Bucks.
See ya.
So, yeah.
Big General out.